Coming up on Mountain News this morning, police are already training for a new type of impaired driver on the road as Kentucky begins to legalize weed. And if you live in Knott County, the economy is beginning to open up as more businesses apply for a liquor license.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche, and we are cruising past 5:30 this Labor Day morning. I hope you all are enjoying a nice slow morning, but let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your Labor Day forecast.
Slow and relaxing, that's for sure. 64 outside our door this morning. Off in the distance, a little fog, some low clouds, and some of our reporting stations like Harlan in particular has a visibility less than a mile. The visibility for the rest of the Cumberland Valley has been fluctuating here. So we've gone through this 5 o'clock hour. So needless to say, if you have to be out and about early on this Labor Day morning, hopefully it's a short trip because that means you're not heading for work. Obviously, school is off until tomorrow. But needless to say, you got a beautiful afternoon we can enjoy. 60s, touching 70s still at Harlan and Monticello. The thickest of cloud coverage departed to the east. Just a few more clouds to come from Lexington and Moorhead and Danville, as well as Liberty down our way. And as we head through your Monday, no chance of precipitation with all the beautiful sunshine we're going to get a chance to enjoy. And a forecast high today in Hazard up to 78. More about the ARH First Alert 7-day forecast as we head through this 5:30 half hour. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. Former Bell County Sheriff Millard Harold Harbin died on Friday. According to the Bell County Sheriff's Office, Harbin was elected in 1994 and served for 9 years. There will be a showing tomorrow from 3 in the afternoon to 5 in the evening at the Kaywood Funeral Home Chapel in Middlesboro. The funeral will follow directly after. A Middlesboro man is charged with murder. Police arrested 45-year-old Tyrone Wilson Friday morning on Westchester Avenue. Police say Wilson stabbed another man, Ronnie Mink. Mink was transported to Middlesboro ARH where he later died. Wilson is being held at the Bell County Detention Center. Police say 2 men intentionally drove through a flock of geese in Harlan. Now they have been charged with take of migratory birds and cruelty to animals. According to the Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Law Enforcement, district wardens were contacted by city police about injured geese in the Village Center Mall parking lot. One of the geese died at the scene and the other injured goose was euthanized after being taken to a rehabilitation center in Hazard. The names of the 2 men have not been released. Police say a suspect has been arrested in Claiborne County after a woman was shot and stabbed in Harrogate on Wednesday. Officials say the suspect, Joanna Lynn Miracle, was taken into custody just Friday afternoon at a home near Sunset Acres and Red Hill Road. Previously, Miracle was considered armed and dangerous. The Claiborne County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division is continuing to investigate. A Laurel County woman is behind bars after police say she made several threatening calls to another woman. Police records show Shania Wagers called another woman several times for more than a week and threatened to hurt her with firearms. Wagers was charged with third-degree terroristic threatening and harassing communications. She is being held at the Laurel County Correctional Center. A federal jury convicted a Salyersville man on drug charges. Daniel Jackson of Salyersville was convicted on charges of carrying 50 or more grams of meth and carrying fentanyl with the intent to distribute. Jackson was arrested back in February and indicted in May. He is scheduled to appear for sentencing on December 9th. Officials say he faces a maximum of 40 years in prison. Jackson is being held at the Pike County Detention Center. A Pulaski County man is facing drug charges. Deputies pulled over a car they say had an expired license plate. While searching through the car, police say they found meth and drug paraphernalia belonging to the passenger, who was identified as Kenny Braden of Science Hill. Braden faces charges of drug trafficking and possessing drug paraphernalia. He is being held at the Pulaski County Detention Center. Law enforcement leaders from across Kentucky are preparing for a potential increase in people driving under the influence. They're concerned medical cannabis will make those numbers higher. Officials say in 2022, nearly 750 people were killed in crashes on Kentucky's roadways. Data from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Office shows that same year, a third of those died in crashes where drivers were under the influence of drugs. With the passage of Senate Bill 47, medical cannabis will be legal in Kentucky next year. Since its passing, some law enforcement officers say they've been introducing new training to help officers easily spot impaired driving.
By sending our deputies to ARAD training, they now will have the skills available to them on the side of the road to determine that probable cause and find out if someone needs to be taken into custody so that we can get a laboratory draw and proceed with a DUI arrest.
The state's medical marijuana program does not officially launch until the new year. Knott County is one of the last counties in Kentucky to go from dry to wet after a vote in May allowing alcohol to be sold in the county. WYMT's Amelia Lee spoke with community members about this change.
Pig in a Poke is one of many restaurants in Knott County, but owner and manager Chase Baldridge says he is looking forward to the chance to begin selling alcohol.
Starting out, it'll be small scale, definitely to just kind of get our feet wet, make sure it's something that our customers are wanting.
This comes after a vote in May, making Knott County a wet county. This was the fourth time the vote was on the ballot, which Knott Countyan Jordan Owens says was an amazing achievement.
And was a nervous wreck. I remember going in, I told my charge nurse, I'm like, hey, this vote happens at, I should know around 7:30 to 8, kind of how it's going. I said, so if you can, just give me an easy assignment because I'm going to be a wreck.
He says having the choice to purchase alcohol in Knott County will be beneficial to the economy and future businesses.
Now being able to have alcohol sales, my hope would be that we can now start to really push and get out there all the things our county has to offer to get people in here to spend their money.
In terms of getting approved to sell alcohol, applicants are required to submit an advertisement in a local newspaper declaring intent to apply for a license. Baldridge says he intends to do just that.
The community has definitely spoken in support of having alcohol on the premises. And
he says he's already started to set up a bar, but will keep in mind those who do not want to drink by not selling on Sundays.
There'd still be a day of the week that somebody who doesn't want to see the alcohol can come in and still enjoy your food and everything we have without being witness to the alcohol.
Some businesses are choosing not to sell alcohol. In Knott County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
Businesses interested in an alcoholic beverage license can apply online at the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control's website. And as we finally arrive to Labor Day, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife has some tips on how you can stay safe on and in the water. First, Conservation Officer Cody Fox says to always wear a life jacket on the boat, even if you may not want to, but warns that not all life jackets are the same and you should only use Coast Guard approved life jackets. Second, he says not to drink alcohol on a boat because it's against state law here in Kentucky.
You're not allowed to drink out on the water. I know just about everybody you see out there is drinking, and we try to make that known that it is a public place. But if you are going to do that, have somebody else drive. Safety is our number one thing, and being under the influence of alcohol or drugs or whatever, and then you mix that with a boat is just really not a good idea.
He says if you are swimming in the lake, have some sort of flotation device with you. Keep an eye on the weather and do not dive in shallow water. When we return, sports fans in Kentucky might be finding a new platform to stream ESPN as Disney Plus, the network off of the DirecTV.
And visibility issues on this Labor Day morning. How is fog starting to change a bit? We'll let you know. The First Alert 7-day forecast is coming up in just a few moments.